Here's a name I can say from the Eradicator.
Hello everyone and welcome to this channel. This is the Eradicator. In this video we are going to review together CIG's new approach to roadmap updates and what this can possibly mean for the future. So, it appears that after weeks of rioting, and yes, I believe that we are not talking about a vocal minority here. I mean, look at some of the latest videos released by CIG and some of the likes and dislikes ratio. They have not been really positive, if you see what I mean. Not to mention the criticism seen on Reddit, Spectrum, on even YouTube, where some of the most prominent content creators who usually tend to overlook some of the most questionable deeds of CIG have shown some criticism over the past couple of weeks, and this perfectly illustrates what myself and other less mainstream content creators are saying regarding the development of the game. It is not because you criticize the game and the developers that you are against the project. As long as you remain constructive and present decent argumentation, such criticism actually represents invaluable feedback for the devs, feedback they would have never dreamt of having in a classic project when development is not as open, and the devs only get feedback from their customer base at the latest stage of development, which is basically almost too late to change everything. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So it finally appears that after weeks of rioting from the community, CIG finally seems to hear us and have decided to give us what we have been asking for quite some time, some more transparency regarding current development of the project. Now, just so we can all understand what we're talking about here, over the past weeks, we've had more information regarding the upcoming 3.7 patch and key technical hurdles such as server-side object container streaming and server meshing than we've ever had. And here's the icing on the cake. They are even going to explain the weekly changes of the roadmap on the official website in details, where they now tell us which content moves where, why does the content move from patch to patch, with the logic behind it, with teams, which teams work on what, which gameplay element goes with which other gameplay mechanic. And this is how it should have been since the beginning, so better late than never. But this really shows that our voices do matter and that we are listened to. Now, some people may ask, but Irad, what does it take such a long time for CIG to make some adjustments? Well, let's not forget that CIG is a multinational enterprise with about 500 employees, so things do take time to put in motions under such conditions, but eventually, they move. Things do happen. So now let's have a look at this weekly roadmap roundup, as they call it, to see how effective it can be and how clear things get for us, the Lambda backer. And CIG here starts with a feature that quite a few backers have been expecting for quite some time, and that has once more been delayed by several months and is now scheduled to appear in Q2 of 2020 for Star Citizen Alpha 4.0, and I am talking, of course, about the salvage mechanics. And here, CIG is being very straightforward. They need 2 quarters to implement this mechanic, and well, basically, the team that will work on it has been working on FPS mining, and which is, by the way, scheduled for 3.7, and fuel mechanics apparently scheduled for 3.8, although not on the roadmap yet. Once these features are complete, and only once they are complete, the team will resume its work for salvage mechanic and the delay to 4.0. Of course, delays are always disappointing and generally a source of disappointment, especially for those really eager to playing with those game mechanics. And I know that all too well thanks to the delay of ship rentals. But this straightforward approach makes it much easier to accept those delays, and especially it gives us the feeling that we are not left out of the development process, which as a backer I think is the most important. Next, CIG addressed the renewal of the much anticipated security system, which, as an occasional bounty hunter, I am most looking forward to. I can't wait to see criminals being tracked down in landing zones. And here, CIG has once again been most transparent about the whereabouts of this feature, and basically explained that for a number of reasons, some of them unexpected, and I'll talk about it later, this feature is no longer a priority, and that they want to focus on the implementation of other gameplay elements that are going to make the verse a more immersive experience in multiple ways. Those being social AI, which is something that has not seen any improvements and has been broken for years, such as shopkeepers, admins, civilians, and bartenders. And quite frankly, anyone who has ever wandered around Area 18 and especially IO North Tower can testify that these NPCs do need some reprogramming. The next thing CIG wants is to allocate these resources to a prison gameplay. Now, we've known so for quite some time that CIG has been planning to put prisons in the verse, but this is the first time CIG talks so much about them, indicating that we may have them sooner than later. And here we were informed that prisons will actually use the cave system as well as existing assets for their creation. Prison and the new law system are not in the roadmap yet, but using, an educated guess, I think that we can safely imagine them coming for 3.9 along with the new bounty hunting mechanics. CIG also talked a little bit about the player organization system, and again, it seems it is going to be tied with the rework law system, so expect to hear more about it early next year. Finally, CIG addressed the removal of the bounty hunter armors, which was supposed to come in 3.7, and unfortunately it was delayed apparently to 3.9 as they are no longer considered a priority for the upcoming patches, sadly. And that's all for this roadmap clarification. I think that this is a smart move here from CIG to tell us what's going on despite being tied to CitizenCon surprises. The community is mature enough to accept delays and changes as long as we are properly informed. CIG should really not be afraid to communicate, and in fact, every time they did so in an informative and respectful way, not like the latest installment of Pilot Talk, for example, the response is overwhelming, positive, and encouraging. I would go as far as saying that if CIG had always been transparent like that, there probably would have been less naysayers and people calling the project a scam. Anyway, that's all for this video, and now it is time to answer a question from one of the Eradicators who support this channel on the crowdfunding website Patreon. And here Danny Allen says, Irad, I'm so glad to be back. I have a question for a video, but this is actually about Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is fine. It doesn't need to be about Star Citizen. It's on sale this weekend, and I was looking to pick it up, but reviews over the last month have dropped from mostly positive to mixed. Do you know if something changed with the game recently that made it worse or something? A lot of reviews talked about bugs, but none of them seem to have real commonalities, so it's hard to pin down culprits. Are there any recent developments you are aware of that I think I should consider before pulling the trigger? Thank you for your help. Well, Danny, a lot of things that make people upset. So gotta know that there has been continuous support for Kingdom Come Deliverance, and the devs have addressed bugs forever. The game is much more playable now than it was last year. That is for sure. It is really it's really nice to play Kingdom Come Deliverance. Now, the graphics have also significantly improved. I personally, every time I play Kingdom Come Deliverance, I don't encounter any game-breaking bugs or anything that breaks the immersion, as far as I'm concerned. But I'm also aware that a lot of people have been shaken by the latest DLC, A Woman's Lot. A lot of people have been complaining that it might be a little bit, I would say, too mature. Especially there are two particular scenes in this DLC that are not easy to watch, but again, it really reflects how reality was in 1404. This was the reality of the 15th century, and I think that kudos to the devs here, to Warhorse Studios, for being as realistically accurate as possible. I think that's the way it should be, and people should not be afraid of history. People should not be afraid of how the reality was, and instead, people should be grateful to be alive right here in the 21st century when these things that we are seeing in these two particular scenes don't exist anymore. But this is my take. I know that some SJWs and some snowflakes are shocked by these and they want these scenes to be banned. I mean, that's for a couple of hours the game was even banned in Australia because of that. So it depends. I guess these people just need for excuses because they just want get a game like that to be cancelled or whatever. But as far as I'm concerned, I absolutely love it from A to Z. And if you are like-minded, Danny Allen, go for it. That is my answer. And if you want your question, if you want your question answered in the show, just like Danny Allen, don't forget you can check out our Patreon page. The link is in the description down below. Patreons get access to lots of cool perks, such as, of course, your question answered in the show, access to exclusive giveaways, or access to my Discord channel. Go check it out. Any help is welcome. And that's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Now, let's talk about this month's giveaways. Hey guys, thank you so much for sticking around. Now let's talk about this month's giveaways. And yes, I said giveaways and not giveaway because I've got not one, not two, but 3 giveaways. And first, I'd like to talk about the Patreon giveaways. This is something I started doing last month as a way to thank those wonderful people who are helping this channel on a monthly basis. This is my way to thank you and somehow give back for everything you are doing for me. By the way, if you are considering helping this channel more, the link is in the description down below. And so this month, Patreons will actually have the chance to win a $10 gift card and a Grey Cat PTV buggy. That's right, guys, 2 giveaways for the Patreon this month. And, you know, as the double the winners, double the fun, right? Also, for the regular giveaway, I asked you guys, you know, in the community tab what you wanted, and well, you had the choice between another Ranger LTI, an RSI Ursa Rover, a 2013 RSI Aurora LTI game package with Squadron 42, or a $50 gift card. And there's been quite a lot of people who voted here, over 206 votes, and 42% of people who opted for the gift card. So this month I am giving away money, guys. I am giving away a $50 gift card. That's right, all you need to do to get a chance of winning is to subscribe to this channel and to comment to any Star Citizen related video. The winner will be announced early October. Good luck to everybody. I also wanted to thank the people who helped me getting this new PC. Your support helped me making continued content after my old PC blew up, and I cannot say how much I appreciate you guys. And that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys with the next video very soon. This is the Eradicator. I am signing out.